Here we are for another edition of Let's Get Local, and we're going to be peppering you with some of these here as we get into the final quarter of 2020, because it's been a difficult quarter for a lot of folks, a lot of businesses, a lot of small businesses and local owners around our area, but around the whole country. And with that, we want to try to give them as much visibility as we possibly can. So Dane Buy Local's mission is to do that, to help promote, let people know, think local first, shop local, buy local, be local. And today we're going to be talking with Geoffrey Sandler of Celebrations Entertainment about how he has, and his business and company has evolved during these difficult times, but also some really cool, I would say maybe surprises or things you've discovered, Geoffrey, throughout this process. So thanks for joining us today. And I like the shirt you're wearing too.
Hey, go Pack.
Okay, so Geoffrey, Celebrations Entertainment, you guys have been plugging your way through these difficult times in COVID, and tell us a little bit about how you've adapted. I mean, we talked a little bit early on in April about what you're doing. What's changed since then?
Just the pivot, right? The struggle and the hustle, and the hustle is real, I guess is the best way for me to say it. And just being able to on a dime pivot to what clients want, right? And what clients might need, and just finding solutions, right? That's what most entrepreneurs do is find solutions to problems or needs that are out there. And I feel like we've done a pretty good job at that. And I personally think it's enabled us to, for me to keep on paying my full-time staff, which is super important to me. As a family guy, I consider my team my family. But it's also enabled us to, keep the doors open and keep on, doing some things that we need to do. We're not gushing money right now, but we're still bleeding, but we're not gushing. So those things that we've pivoted on have kind of helped us, with that.
Yeah, I love it. I'm just pulling up your site now too, so we can take a look at it. There's some new things here as we're talking about areas you've pivoted and you've delved into. I know you said just recently when I was talking to you, if someone would have called you an virtual events expert at this time of the year, you would have said, "What is that?" But
Right.
You kind of had to become that, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we definitely have. Learning on the fly, learning as we go, doing some events and learning from every event that we do on how we can do it better and how we can really serve our clients in that new virtual way. So yeah, definitely.
So Geoffrey, when all of this started happening, and we saw a lot of different people in your industry, because before this you did live events. Tell us about it, because I'm not going to say it for you. You tell us about the stuff you did before, and so we know exactly kind of the full operation that you have.
Sure. Thank you. Yeah. Pre-COVID, we did about 550 events a year. I would say a third of those were involved a lot of production. So screens and projectors and video systems and microphones and setting up in a huge ballroom for a live event and doing all of the production for it, all the sound, all the lighting, all the video, that type of thing. And then a third is, kind of the entertainment aspect of like casino tables. We have a full casino night division where we can just bring all of our tables and dealers and cards and chips and everything in and just transform a ballroom into a Las Vegas casino, which is great. And then DJs and photo booths and, fun lighting and things like that, and just decor, making things and all of that. So that's kind of where we are, like a full service entertainment company that can just provide anything that anybody wants. And it was really running really, really well. We've had incredible years. The past last 3 years have just been amazing, incredible clients that just trust us to do whatever, really whatever we want. They give us the vision and then we just go, and tremendous success in those events and just mind-blowing things that you would see like in, Chicago or Vegas or LA or New York. We're doing right here locally in Madison.
I think obviously everybody's excited to get back to that at some point. I'm sure you are and your team, because that's what you really love to do. Okay,
Yeah.
Those were the pre-COVID things. Now, right. Where are we at this point? What kind of things are you doing that are completely different, but kind of maybe they're similar, but finding a new way to do it, I should say.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I should have mentioned in there also that with a lot of that production, many of those events were nonprofit events. So we are nonprofit event specialists, right? So we help a nonprofit kind of create an incredible gala with all of the uh, all of the great things, the video systems and the lighting and all of that. But then I'm also an MC and an auctioneer, so I would be there, and my production team would be there, and we would do all of that. So in when COVID hit, really my heart just sank for all of our nonprofit partners that we do. Like, I mean, I'm talking like 40 a year that we do, huge galas in Madison that we help produce. So, they all still have the need, right? I mean, there's still domestic abuse, and there's still people with cancer, and there's still kids that need to get served at American Family Children's Hospital, right? So all of our partners, our nonprofit partners, still have the need for this money, but can't have these, these big events to be able to raise the money. So it was my mission, right? It was that's where I wanted to go first. When I was ready to pivot, I wanted to go first into figuring out how we could still help our nonprofit partners raise the money that they need. So we built a virtual studio in our office. We, kind of gutted out a, I don't know, 300 square foot portion of our studio, of our offices, and built a virtual studio with lighting and cameras and TVs for monitors and, stuff like that. And really just created this incredible space for our nonprofit partners to have these events, and then just learned all of the, the technical aspects of being able to produce a virtual event, all the new technology.
Well, Geoffrey, we know all those things still exist, and nonprofits need the assistance, and you found a great way to help them. You helped me with my nonprofit for a virtual event, our first one ever. But what about the industry itself? Because I know you talked about friends and people in the industry you knew that when COVID hit, a lot of people had no idea what to do. And you're kind of one of the pioneers in our region and our area that have figured out a way to still make this successful. What can you tell those other people in your industry about what you've learned?
Well, and I'm communicating with a lot of them all the time, and I'm continuing to be, in my opinion, a leader in the industry, and and helping them and sending some business to them and helping them with their events. One of my friendly, I don't even want to say competitors, but one of my friends who runs another DJ company in town booked an event with trivia, and he had no idea how to do it, and he didn't want to turn down this client because he needed the money. So I just helped him with a trivia system that that he can use to be able to serve that client of his. So just kind of helping everybody, letting them realize that there is going to be an end to this. We are going to get through this. We need to be, focusing on the future and focusing on the positive, and what happens, but just being in control of, of how you get there, right? What you do until that happens.
I think it's interesting too to think, okay, we've gone through these times and we're going through this now, or a lot of people have had to adjust. A lot of people, a lot of companies had to figure out, how can I set my employees up to work from home? Other people had to think like you, how can I still do events, but do them virtually? And at some point we're going to get back to in-person things, but this stuff that we've basically had to adapt to will not go away. So what do you kind of see moving forward in the events industry between virtual?
That's really funny you should mention that, because I just had a meeting with my team last week. We had a production meeting, and we were brainstorming on how can we use what we've learned over the past 6 months on virtual events to move forward and be able to serve our clients. Because I personally don't think that virtual is going to go away ever. I think people have completely realized the potential of adding virtual to a live event. So like, even let's say 2022, there's zero COVID problems, live events, there's 300 people in a room. But what about people that live out of the country or out of the state or whatever? Now we have an entire pool of people that could be donors to that. to that space. American Family Children's Hospital, perfect example, right? Coach Mike McCarthy is not in Green Bay anymore. He's in Dallas, Texas now, but he loves the Children's Hospital. Wow, he and his family could attend without having to fly back to Madison, could attend an American Family Children's Hospital gala and be right there. So, and continue to support that organization that he said he still wants to support. So think of it's just mind blowing on how much reach you can have. And we want to be pioneers in that. We want to help all of our nonprofits realize that potential, and come up with the technology and come up with the ideas and figure out how to make that happen for them. So that's where we're going right now.
I like the direction you're going. Sorry to step on you there for a second, but one thing I think is just so great is it's really just enhancing and adding to the event that you already will have, which is incredible. I mean, who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to make it better, even better, right? Or more accessible.
Right. Exactly. Think of a conference as well, a conference that, typically you fly, I fly to Vegas 3 times a year for conferences. I probably will still want to go to those events in person, but if there was a production company there that was helping produce that event that, could stream and, have the potential of having attendees from Australia or Canada or that didn't have the means to fly in for a lesser ticket price, right? Because they're not there in person. But, think of, it's just mind blowing. Like I said, it's just thinking of the potential for this. So, so not just nonprofits in Madison, but conferences in Madison that are going to happen, right? The Dairy Expo. Think of all the incredible events that happen in the Madison area. Now we can, have people that have farms in Australia attend the Dairy Expo in Madison.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. But one thing I will comment on and really compliment you on is how you've been able to navigate, because that was one thing I find is kind of overwhelming when you're trying to do something new, especially tech wise and virtually wise, is that there's so many different options out there. There's so much information out there when you're trying to figure out what works best. And you and your team, based on my personal experience, found incredible platforms that work well. You bring the quality through. It's smooth, it's easy, it's comfortable. And I think that's incredible, because that's a tough thing to do in these times when you're trying to figure out just from scratch. We're all learning, right?
Yeah. Oh, thank you for that. That's really nice of you to say, Jason. Appreciate that.
I didn't know what to expect. And usually I'll tell you, I've watched and I've attended some of these other virtual events, and there've been hiccups and there've been little things here and there, and that's going to happen sometimes.
Yeah.
But I just thought, whatever platform you guys found for trivia and other ways to kind of do that. And then your production, like you said, you took the time and you invested money in software and equipment to really make your virtual product the best it could be. And I think that quality shone through very well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Geoffrey, when we talk about that, I think that's so interesting too, that you talked about your company, Celebrations Entertainment, used to live events, DJing, and now you're seeing that you can also serve people for conferences. What do you hope to accomplish there? And how does that dovetail in and tie in with your business so well?
It really ties in because of the way that my company has gone over the past 3 years, right? To heavy into the production aspect of it. So just going bigger and better, being able to do, a large conference at the Concourse or, at the Kalahari, right? Going up there and just doing the full production for it is right in our wheelhouse, right? We weren't there 3 years ago, and maybe we're not there for a 1,000-person event right now, but we can get there. We have the roadmap. We know how to get there, and it's going to take a little bit of investment, and it might take a little bit of time, but we have the know-how to do it. We just have to, if that business is there, we're going to go get it.
Yeah, I love the studio you built and all of that. You got great equipment. You always dress the part too, Geoffrey. I think that's pretty cool too. A lot of people think, and they've joked about some of these virtual things, what they're wearing and stuff like that, or what they're wearing, waist down. Is it just shorts and loafers or slippers or whatever? But you kind of dress the part when you're going to be on camera, right?
Yeah, you have to. You have to. I just did the Wisconsin Youth Symphony Orchestra event on Saturday night, and I was in my studio, and I had a tuxedo on, and a full from the waist down as well. So, I mean, I did have comfortable shoes. I didn't need to wear my dress shoes, but I did have comfortable shoes on. But yeah, full tuxedo, and I just felt like it was important to, as the auctioneer for the event, I just felt it was important to dress the part, like you said. Yeah.
All right, Geoffrey, I got to get into some accolades now because you were nominated for the Dane Buy Local BIZ Awards. You were one of the nominees for this year's award ceremony, which is coming up soon. So
Yeah.
tell me what you thought about that.
Oh my gosh, it was really an honor. It was a surprise and an absolute honor when I saw my name on that email come through and saw the website of being included in the incredible list of Madison businesses that were also nominated. Just a huge honor. Just really nice to be recognized for for doing what we do. We do it for the love, right? We do it it's all about the love for us. It's all about relationships. It's all about, I'm definitely not getting rich, especially now during COVID. But, even when we were doing 500 events a year, it costs a lot of money to do those events. And so it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's a love, for the love of it type business. So yeah, super honored to be nominated. And yeah, my company is actually helping with the production of that event. The awards are going to be happening in our virtual studio.
You were leading me right to my next piece, which was that. I want you to give us a little bit about that. I mean, that's one cool thing, right? You're a Dane Buy Local member. You got nominated for an award, but you got to work that night, Geoffrey. Everybody else just gets to come and hang out. You got work to do. Tell us a little bit about how you got involved in that and why you're helping out DBL.
I think Colin just reached out, and I've done events for Dane Buy Local before. I've done a big casino night, done the, previous events with them. And Colin, I think just heard that I was, doing some virtual events and just reached out for some advice. And we ended up continuing the conversation and talking about it. And so we're absolutely thrilled to be hosting in our studio, and I don't mind working it. I prefer to work events than to be there as a guest. It's just the way I am. I love to work the event. So it's going to be a great time. We're going to have a great night.
Yeah, it was really interesting because, this is again, Dane Buy Local's first virtual event that they're doing as well. So I think, teaming up with you, they're in good hands to get that done. Now, I know we're not going to give anything away, but is there any little nugget about the upcoming Biz Awards that you can give us about the way it's going to come across? Tell me this. Here, I'll not such a deep question. How do people participate? What do they expect when they log into the event? What's going to happen?
Oh gosh, you're putting me on the spot now.
That's what I'm good at, Geoffrey. That's what I do.
Well, everything is available in terms of the schedule and how things are going to work on the website, Dane Buy Local website, and maybe you can flash that on the screen at some point if you can. Like, put it right down here, Dane Buy Local website.
Working on it, Geoffrey. Keep going.
Okay. All right. So yeah, people are going to log in. We're going to have Jessa Jeremiah is our MC for the night, and she's going to move things along and introduce some great presenters that are going to read the nominees and then reveal who the winner is in each of our categories. There you go, danebuylocal.com. So yeah, just click on the tickets button on the website, and you'll see all of the great sponsors, obviously presented by Boardman Clark. So thank you so much to them. And just attend the event. If you are a nominee, I strongly recommend having all of your family members. It's $25. $25 is the ticket price for attending, and everybody who gets a ticket is eligible to win a prize pack of $1,000 value. $1,000 value door prize. You don't have to buy a ticket for it. You're already getting your ticket to come to the event. Just by getting a ticket and coming to the event, you are eligible for that prize pack, door prize, worth over $1,000. Some great stuff in there.
So 7:00, October 15th.
Yep.
We got the other awesome sponsors here. Easy Office Products involved. Apple Wellness, The Healthy Place, and then Chad's Design Build, an after party sponsor. That sounds kind of fun. Virtually, that'll be wild to see how that's pulled off, Geoffrey.
I know, right?
But no, just a great event. And I'm so glad that Dane Buy Local found a way to connect with you to keep this event going this year, even during these COVID times. So before we wrap up, Geoffrey, what else, as you kind of look towards the rest of the year, fourth quarter time, we talked about it for other businesses and how difficult retail and other companies are really struggling. Are they going to make it through this year to be around in 2021?
Right.
What is you project this fourth quarter being like for you and people in the events industry?
It is definitely going to be rough, right? Dane County regulations are not allowing any more than 10 people inside for a scheduled event. Restaurants are at 25% capacity inside. Once the weather gets cold, all of the outside seating isn't going to be available anymore. Events for inside are just not going to happen. My recommendation is for businesses who are doing okay, still have money in their budget for some sort of holiday party. I think that in my opinion, this is just me, but in my opinion, I think that business owners are going to look at two different things. They're going to, how much did the holiday party cost us last year? And can I just take that number and divide it by the amount of employees I have and give out a bonus instead of having an event? Or the reason that you have a holiday party is for building morale and thanking your team. And yes, money is good for thanking a team, but I think the building of morale is still good. I think that there's a lot of office spaces that you could have a physically distanced event. You could have, a mini golf pro-am or invitational throughout your office, and people could stay distanced that way. You could still have a casino event in your warehouse or in your office building and have the tables distanced apart from each other and wear masks and things like that. So there's still ways that businesses can have parties, and we hope that there are some businesses that will decide to honor their team and thank their team with a morale building event, with being safe, of course.
You obviously put that so much in the forefront of anything you're going to do, and we all are trying to be safe and be respectful of everybody, but also respectful of this virus, because we know what it's done.
Oh yeah.
But getting back to business, so we still got to celebrate, Geoffrey, right? We still got to celebrate the holidays. We still got to celebrate each other. How can we do it in a different kind of way? And I think you guys are leading the way on that, and giving people at least good opportunities and options to still do that. All right, Geoffrey, we're going to do one more thing before we go. Please just tell us, give us your information again, contact information, website, phone number. What's the easiest ways to get in touch with Celebrations?
Yeah, thank you so much. CelebrationsEntertainment.com, Facebook /Celebrations Entertainment, Instagram, Celebrations Madison. Our phone number, our email, everything is on there, and we'd love to have you call us and let us help you figure out how to do an event, figure out how to keep it safe for you and your staff, figure out how to just do it the right way. That's what we're really good at. So thank you so much.
Geoffrey, take care of yourself, be well, and keep up the great work, with Celebrations. And good luck at the Biz Awards. I'm pulling for you.
Oh, hey, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to it. My whole family has tickets, so everybody's going to be on watching.
Fantastic. All right, Geoffrey, we'll catch you again soon. And we'll catch you all next time on another edition of Let's Get Local.